Today on Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out, we're talking about Ikigai. What's your reason for getting up in the morning? Why is curiosity an important component of Ikigai? How can you explore your reason for being? Learn tips to discover your Ikigai as we wrap up our month on lifestyles. Are you ready to clear your clutter and share your gifts with the world? Every Tuesday at 1 p.m., join me on Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out as I teach you how to navigate the waters to declutter your life, get organized, and become more mindful. I'm an award-winning professional organizer, author, and certified life coach, and I destroy the box and examine clutter in all areas. Every episode, I'll give you take action steps that you can easily apply to your life. Come on, let's get started. Today's episode was inspired by a post I saw on Facebook. Someone had mentioned this, and I thought, it's worth checking out. I did a little bit of research, and I was like, oh yeah, this would be great for lifestyles this month. Although I get dinged, I consider these lifestyles, and when I do the research, we're like, these aren't lifestyles. First, this is spelled Ikigai, Ikigai, and I might be butchering that. I listened to Google pronunciation several times, but languages are not my strong suit. Ikigai is a Japanese concept that means a reason for being. From Wikipedia, it's similar to the French phrase raison d'être. I might be butchering that too. Everyone, according to Japanese culture, has an Ikigai. Finding it requires a deep and often lengthy search of self. Such a search is important to the cultural belief that discovering one's Ikigai brings satisfaction and meaning to life. For some, it might be work, hobbies, and raising children. In the culture of Okinawa, Ikigai is thought of as a reason to get up in the morning. That is, a reason to enjoy life. In a TED Talk, Dan Buettner suggests it as one of the reasons people in the area have such long lives. The word Ikigai is usually used to indicate the source of value in one's life or the things that make one's life worthwhile. Secondly, the word is used to refer to mental and spiritual circumstances under which individuals feel their lives are valuable. It's not linked to financial status. Even if a person feels that the present is dark, but they have a goal in mind, they may feel Ikigai. Behaviors that make us feel this way are not actions we are forced to take. These are natural and spontaneous actions. Kobashi Tsukasa says that, quote, people can feel real Ikigai only when, on the basis of personal maturity, the satisfaction of various desires, love and happiness, encounters with others, and a sense of the value of life, they proceed towards self-realization. While there is no direct translation, Ikigai is thought to combine the Japanese word ikiru, meaning to live, and kai, meaning the realization of what one hopes for. Together, these definitions create the concept of a reason to live or the idea of having a purpose in life. I once had a mentor coach say to me that my only purpose in life was to love. Pretty basic, pretty profound, and I also feel there's a bigger purpose for me as well. If we all had the purpose in life simply to love, think how much better a world we'd be living in. If you're on YouTube, I found a really cool little graphic from the Toronto Sun. I encourage you to check it out. But you'll see they have this great little graphic. The Japanese consider this the reason to be being, and it combines what you love, your passion, what you can get paid for, what the world needs. And I'll go in a moment more specifically in this question, but this is a great little graphic. It was, again, from the Toronto Star. If you're viewing YouTube right now, you can see it, but if not on the podcast, you might want to check it out. From a BBC News article, Gordon Matthews, professor of anthropology at a Chinese University of Hong Kong, said, Ikigai can be mapped to two other Japanese ideas, referring to a sense of oneness with or commitment to a group or role, and self-realization. Matthew says that Ikigai will likely lead to a better life because you have something to live for, but warns against viewing it as a lifestyle choice. And again, kind of got to roll with the flow. That's what I named the podcast this month. So hopefully you get the meaning of what I'm trying to go for here. He said it's not something grand or extraordinary. It's something pretty matter of fact. Well, kind of like everyday enlightenment. We're just living our lives. According to Dan Buettner, an expert on blue zones, the areas of the world where people live the longest, the concept of Ikigai pervades the life with these islanders. Combined with a particular diet and support network of friends, Ikigai is helping people live longer on Okinawa as it gives them purpose. He provides a karate master, fisherman, and great-great-great-grandmother, all of whom are more than 100 years old, as examples. Just knowing what your Ikigai is not enough. All these people put their purpose into action, he explained in a BBC interview. Researchers stress that Ikigai can change with age. I think everything can change. Life is about flow and fluid. It's not static. Change is a constant. For anyone whose work is a reason for living, this will come as a relief as they approach retirement and begin the search for a new Ikigai. Your Ikigai is the intersection of what you are good at and what you love doing, says Hector Garcia, co-author of Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. He shares, Ikigai is seen as a convergence of four primary elements: what you love, your passion; what the world needs, your mission; what you're good at, your vocation; and what you can get paid for, your profession. Discovering your own Ikigai is said to bring fulfillment, happiness, and make you live longer. In their book, Garcia and Morales break down the 10 rules that can help anyone find their own Ikigai. Number 1, stay active and don't retire. Number 2, leave urgency behind and adopt a slower pace of life. Number 3, only eat until you're 80% full. I need to do this for sure. Number 4, surround yourself with good friends. Number 5, get in shape through daily, gentle exercise. Number 6, smile and acknowledge people around you. Number 7, reconnect with nature. Number 8, give thanks to anything that brightens our day and makes us feel alive. Number 9, live in the moment. And number 10, follow your Ikigai. Did your New Year's resolution to get organized and clear clutter slip by the wayside? Are you tired of saying you will get organized and clear clutter, but it never happens? When was the last time you did a thorough spring cleaning? Would you like to save money and time while gaining peace of mind? My proven coaching, training, decluttering, and organizing tips can get you where you need to be quickly. Our spring cleaning Facebook mastermind community can support you. Begins April 9th. Come on, join us. What do you really care about? Follow your curiosity. What makes you come alive? We need more people that are alive and curious and following their passion. Problem for many is they stop being curious about new experiences. They get stuck in those routines. They have responsibilities. They feel like they can't break free. Their sense of wonder starts to leave. But you can change that, especially if you're still looking for meaning and fulfillment in your daily life. Ikigai has a few essential qualities that separate it from the follow your passion of Western culture. It's challenging. It should lead to mastery and growth. I'm here to tell you the spiritual work is challenging, but so rewarding and worth it. It's your choice. You have a certain degree of autonomy and freedom. It involves a commitment of time and belief, maybe to a particular cause, skill or trade, group of people. And it boosts your well-being. It's associated with positive relationships and good health. It gives you more energy instead of taking it away. Finding your Ikigai. In an article from QZ.com, it says that it doesn't happen overnight. That's with most things. Your purpose unfolds and evolves over time. I still feel like my purpose is evolving and unfolding. It requires a willingness for deep self-exploration and experimentation. Becoming self-aware and taking action can help you discover how your values, strengths, and skills can be brought to the foreground to help you find more meaning in your life and career and the balance of the Ikigai. Take some time, take a few days, a few weeks, a month. Write down some notes and insights. Be very honest with yourself. Write down whatever comes to mind. Don't censor it. It might seem crazy, but you never know what you learn from that. So here are some questions to ask. What do you love? What are you good at? What does the world need from you? What can you get paid for? And remember, refer to that little graph that I showed you earlier. It's a very great visual. I'm very visual, and that can help. If those questions aren't doing it for you, ask these. What would you like to see change in the world? What in your life now makes you happy? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? Have you had any life-changing moments that provided clarity? As you take notes, sift through them. What are your patterns, themes, intersection, or individual? If clear links aren't evident, don't worry. That's normal. This is a process. If you're stuck, get outside feedback. Ask family and friends, people you trust. Sometimes qualities that you think you might have are kind of par for the course, mundane, maybe special. Once you have observed, found some connections, kind of found some good stuff, map out your answers, especially if you feel stuck. There are all sorts of ways you can create a map. Experiment with whatever makes visual sense to you. I did an episode last January on mind mapping, 2016. That might be helpful. You could do a Venn diagram, which is what I showed earlier, which is interlocking circles, or a map in a quadrant. Franklin Covey loves those. Or create what would your ideal life look like. So you've answered the questions. You're kind of creating a map to get unstuck. Next, see what you've come up with. How does it feel? Check in with your intuition. Does it feel right? Are you excited? If you have a couple different options, different paths you're looking at, try them on. What does it feel like if you imagine doing X? How does it feel when you do Y? Do you feel confident? Does it fit with your life and worldview? Next, do a test drive. If something felt good, take action. This may involve shifting your priorities or exploring new directions. For example, maybe you start a business that combines all of your skills and things that you love to do. You might find yourself changing careers entirely if your current focus doesn't overlap with your Ikigai. Saying yes to Ikigai required saying no more often. What I've been talking about since the beginning, clear that clutter so that you can focus on what's important. Author Neil Pasricha suggests running your Ikigai through the Saturday morning test. The Saturday morning test is your answer to one simple question. What do you do on a Saturday morning when you have nothing to do? Make sure that your Ikigai is something you'd find yourself passionately drawn to on a day off. And finally, surround yourself with support. This is good advice just in life. You really need that awesome group of people who have your back. You need support when consciously developing your Ikigai. When I first moved from Los Angeles to Raleigh, people thought I lost my mind. People that knew me well were like, yeah, it makes sense with you. And they supported it. And even if they thought it was nuts, they didn't say it, but they supported me as I was finding a new career and a new life. If you decided to work towards another career, for example, you're probably going to want to find a mentor or other people to guide you. Cultivate relationships with people who have done similar changes. Ask about their experiences. What was most challenging and most rewarding? Aligning your actions with the things that get you up on a Saturday morning help you navigate life's up and down. You can rely on your Ikigai to steer you in the right direction. Evaluate your sense of joy and purpose at every step along the way. By seeking growth that fits your sense of purpose, you pursue health and happiness as well. Here are some resources. Ikigai, The Japanese Secret to a Long and Happy Life. And again, that's spelled Ikigai. Another book is Awaken Your Ikigai, How the Japanese Wake Up to Joy and Purpose Every Day. And finally, The Little Book of Ikigai, The Essential Japanese Way to Find Your Purpose in Life. There has been a TED Talk on Ikigai, Dan Buettner, which is Buettner, and he's also done a BBC interview. Take actions. Ask yourself, what do I love? What am I good at? What does the world need from me? What can I get paid for? Observe and take notes on these questions for a few weeks. Review what you've written and make any connections. Check in with your intuition for what feels right. Try the Saturday morning test. Take action and move forward. Next month, we're talking about renewal. Go out, clear the clutter to create the life you choose, deserve, and desire. Are you ready to live a more joyful and fulfilling life? Sign up for our newsletter at reawakenyourbrilliance.com and receive a free copy of 10 Steps to Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out. If you enjoyed today's episode, I would love it if you would rate and review the show because it really helps us in the search ranking. See you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Remember, when you clear your clutter, you can create the life you desire.